Have you ever wondered why some battles feel endless? Why no matter how hard you fight, something inside you keeps dragging you down, draining your strength, stealing your combat clarity, and robbing the energy that fuels your fight. There's an enemy among us, one that wears no armor, one that doesn't announce itself on the battlefield. It slips silently through the cracks of routine, disguised as pleasure, but it wages war against your soul. I'm talking about pornography, and if you still watch it, understand this: you're not in control. You're being controlled, and the worst part, it doesn't attack you head-on. It molds you in silence, little by little, without you even realizing it. It corrodes your spirit, your motivation, your identity. In this video, you'll discover why pornography isn't just a bad habit. It's a weapon, and it's aimed directly at your warrior essence. Stay with me until the end, because once this video is over, you'll understand why every time you hit play, you lose more than just time. You lose yourself. Let's start with the raw truth. The most dangerous enemy isn't the one charging at you with a sword. It's the one already inside your gates, the one you let in. That's what pornography is. It doesn't break in violently. It whispers, tempts, says, just this once. It's no big deal. Everyone does it. But every time you listen to that voice, a part of you gets weaker. Because pornography doesn't just steal your attention, it rewires your brain. It conditions you to chase instant gratification instead of meaningful purpose. It convinces you to pursue empty pleasure instead of building real power. This isn't entertainment, it's slavery. And here's the scariest part: it feels normal. That's the trick. You don't even realize the damage until it's too deep. You think you're just relieving stress, but what it really does is make you give up your edge, your discipline, your masculinity. Warriors are forged in the flames of self-control. Pornography melts that steel, turns it into soft metal. You stop fighting real battles because you're busy losing imaginary ones. You think you're escaping boredom, but you're digging a hole. And with every click, every scroll, every replay, you dig deeper, darker, colder, from what it does to your brain, to what it does to your identity. The battlefield isn't just in your habits, it's in your self-image. You can't stand strong if your spirit is bowed. And pornography? It doesn't just steal your time, it sabotages who you are at your core. Your personality isn't something you're born with, it's something you build day by day, choice by choice. But here's the point: if you build it on false pleasure, you're not becoming stronger, you're becoming hollow. Porn strips away the layers of who you're meant to become. It kills your courage, numbs your emotions, weakens your will. You used to be sharp, focused, intense. But after months, or years, consuming pornography, you feel disconnected, emotionally empty. You avoid eye contact, you slouch, you struggle to speak with conviction. Why? Because part of your mind is still stuck on that screen. You've been conditioned to chase fantasy, not face reality. Real conversations become uncomfortable. Real women become intimidating. Your ambition starts to wither. And the worst part, you start to doubt yourself. That fire inside begins to flicker, and you start to believe you're worthless. But you're not broken. You've been hijacked. And if you stay in that cycle, you won't grow. You'll shrink. You won't become a warrior. You'll become a shadow. And no shadow commands respect. If you want people to feel your presence, you have to cut away what's dulling your blade. Porn doesn't build your identity. It corrodes it silently, but relentlessly. From the erosion of identity to imprisonment. And the scariest part about this enemy is that it doesn't even need chains. It makes you build your own prison. One thought, one habit, one relapse at a time. Ask yourself this: if you had to quit porn today, could you? Not for a week, not for a month, but forever? If your answer isn't a confident yes, then you are not free. You don't choose pornography. Pornography chooses you. And freedom doesn't look like that. Freedom is control. Freedom is clarity. Freedom is power. But when you're stuck in this cycle, your freedom is an illusion. You wake up tired. Not because you didn't sleep, but because your mind is chained. You feel restless, not because you lack purpose, but because your energy is drained. And it doesn't matter how much weight you lift, how much money you make, or how alpha you think you are. If you can't control your impulses, you're not a warrior, you're a slave, and the chains are invisible. That's what makes them so dangerous. You can't break free from what you refuse to acknowledge. But once you open your eyes, really open them, you realize something. You were made for more. You weren't born to be a prisoner of screens. You were born to conquer, to lead, to love, to build. But none of that happens if you're still locked in a cell that pretends it doesn't exist. From awareness to action, it's not enough to know the truth. You have to move. Because the world doesn't need more men who know what's wrong. It needs more warriors who fight to make it right. If you're still here, then you already feel it. That restlessness, that tension, that voice that's been buried under the noise, finally rising. Listen to it. That's the warrior in you. And it's time to bring him back. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, you don't need one more relapse to remember the emptiness you feel. You already know. You don't need another video to show you what you're losing. Just look in the mirror. You are what you're looking for, but it only becomes real if you're willing to fight. This is your battle, your war, and no one is coming to win it for you. You can't outsource your strength. You can't delegate your discipline. Either you rise or you rot. Cut the chains, clear your history, block the sites, burn the bridge, do what it takes, because the life on the other side isn't just better, it's yours and it's waiting, not for a slave, but for a king. So if this message hit you where it hurts, don't ignore it. That pain, it's your awakening. Comment below. I choose to fight. Leave a like if you're tired of living in chains. Subscribe if you're ready to become the warrior you were born to be. And share this with a brother still living in the dark. Because here, we don't build followers. We awaken warriors. Your battlefield is calling. Step forward and reclaim your power.